Hello, everybody. This is Cynthia Smith, and this is the Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast. I am an intuitive. I'm a hypnotherapist, chiropractor, acupuncturist, clairvoyant, Reiki, doodad, and overall do-gooder. I'm here to bring a little love and a little light, teach you some tools on how to heal yourself. Why not, eh? So today's meditation will be on mindful eating, or what I like to say, because I love grammar, mindfully eating mindfully. I know you can take that one to the bank. So, what do we mean by this? In our busy world, things that go awry, things that we're spinning 1,000 plates as we do. We're trying to get a million things done all at once. And, we barely have enough time to sit and eat or take care of ourselves. And so when we finally do, sometimes we're just gobbling the easiest thing that we can, and trying to get some kilocalories in, or we get to a place where we're hypoglycemic and we make poor eating decisions. And before you know it, you've put on extra weight. Your body doesn't heal or respond as it once did, and it gets frustrating. But alas, ladies and gents, there is hope. Slap on a little lip gloss for this. And what do I mean by that? Well, in my own universe, and I don't know who taught me this or how I picked up this skill of putting others before myself. But early in my practice, so this would be around 1997 or so, I was just really busy in practice from early on after opening my first chiropractic practice in 1994. And I would work through lunch. I would see all the people. There was a time when I was seeing 50, 60 patients a day. And because some of these practice management services that I use, these practice management coaching services that I paid tens of thousands of dollars to learn how to run a practice, it was all, got to have these high high volume practices. And I did that for several years. And, and I still had this young daughter. I had my daughter when I was in chiropractic college. So I graduated and she was 6 months old. So I like to say I graduated with a degree and a baby. That was my dual degree, motherhood. And so being a single parent, I had her to attend to and drop off at daycare or drop off at school, and then work all day and then go pick her up and try to be a decent parent. And then what would happen is I would remember that I hadn't eaten all day, and I would just gobble up whatever was available, whatever was quick. Sometimes it was cereal, you know, sometimes it was sandwiches, it just doesn't really matter. But I would eat all of my calories between 6 or 7 p.m. and when I went to bed at 10ish or so. Um, First of all, that's not healthy. Second of all those calories are just sitting in your system overnight. And at the time, I had no awareness in calorie counting or volumes, or what foods were good for what. Um, I genuinely learned all of that in my second go around, more so when I went away to um, uh, acupuncture school in 2010. So my daughter was already 18 and I had already gotten big and more coinky dink. So when I had my daughter, to give you the long story, I was 5'7" and 140. And then I got up to like 205 at 9 months pregnant. And then I had the baby and got down to my pre-pregnancy weight, which is about 145, 150 or so. But somehow I thought that wasn't thin and or fit enough. I was going to the gym. I had cuts in my legs. I had a baby 4-pack, not quite a 6-pack, and certainly not an 8-pack. But I was pretty fit. I lifted weights and did the cardio and I taught some exercise classes throughout my whole pregnancy, and I did that a little bit after I got into practice. And but something in my head told me I still wasn't good enough. I wasn't thin enough. I wasn't fit enough. And so I didn't really have a weight loss, a weight issue until I went on my first diet. And my first diet, ladies and gentlemen, was this goofy little system called the Way Down Workshop that was put on by churches. So, I've since healed from most of my religious programming and, the pain, blame, and judgment, the wax. But somehow I still have a little bit of wounding from this thing. And if you guys recognize that voice, there was a movie about the founder, this gal named Gwen Shamblin. And you can look her up and draw your own conclusions. But the piece that stuck with me was that this group, this philosophy used the Bible to tell you that you weren't good enough, you weren't small enough, you weren't thin enough. And they could parcel out passages to validate that. Now, they said, oh, we're just pointing out scripture to show you, how you're divine and how you can lean on the word of God and get your healing and your salvation and learn to eat, like at the cost of about, let me see, this was 1994. And at the time, it cost $1,500 or thereabouts. So yeah, they were raking in some serious dough. But anyway, and so that's when I began having challenges with my weight. As I said, after the pregnancy, I just worked out, ate when I was hungry, stopped when I was full, no problem. But somehow going on my first diet completely erased any self-awareness into eating when I was full or eating when I was hungry, stopping when I was full, and just calling it a day and being good with it. And secondarily, liking what I saw in the mirror. So from that point on, certainly something affected my mind, my psyche, my energy flow. But I also think it kind of jacked with my metabolism, my set point and whatnot. And ever since then, I've struggled. And, I'd like to consider myself kind of fit heavy at this point because I'm not at my all-time highest, but I work out regularly. I got a new bicycle. I like spin classes. I like Pilates. I like yoga. when I go to the gym, I prefer to go to classes because for me, I like to turn my brain off and just let somebody tell me what to do, somebody guide me for an hour. And then I've got my sweat on, I've got my stretch on, what have you. And that box is checked for the day. And I have this amazing little gym that's not too far from my house that has all of the things that I love. I did studio yoga for years and years. And the thing I missed out on that was the cardio piece that I feel I can get from a spin class. And because of all of my orthopedic issues, which you guys know about from some other episodes in this podcast, low impact or non-impact really works best on my vessel at this time. So, for example, I do Pilates classes and spin classes, and they throw in a little weight exercise. I don't lift the weights. My carpal tunnel is just too bad. So I modify, and I have a series of therapy bands, and I can use the therapy bands without gripping onto a free weight. And so I can get the same activity, an overhead press, a chest press, bicep curls, what have you, as if I were lifting the free weights with the rest of the class, but not having the impact on my wrist and my grippers. So yes, so I modify. And anyway, so being fit and heavy, but at the same time, sometimes I still do the distracted eating. I have a small place and I don't have a kitchen area. And so I usually eat at my desk, or I have a little bistro area outside, but it's been kind of cold out here. So I'll often, full disclosure, eat on the couch. And sometimes I turn off the television. Sometimes it's my multitasking phase, which is not the healthiest. And that's why we're going to do a meditation on mindfully eating mindfully. So we can all sit and be present while we're fueling our visage. And in the strongest teach what you most need to learn energy, that's what I'm here for. I want to lead a meditation in how to just be present, say hello to the body, and then say, okay, in order to keep you going, we need to fuel you. What kind of fuel looks right energetically for you today? I'm saying that as if I'm talking to my body. And that might be fruits and vegetables. It might be lean proteins. It might be just soup or broth or tea, or it might be a big old plate of pasta. Every day is going to be different. And to the degree we can, let's all take a moment and really give our bodies, our physical vessel, the reverence it deserves. Even if we have a body that doesn't operate at its optimum, or it has a bump or a bruise or an issue or a condition, your body is how you get to have this spiritual experience in human form. And to the degree that we can remember that and give reverence to our vessel, because on the human plane, we can't have this experience without the bod. So let's give it some love. Let's give it some light. And let's set the stage to make it appealing to be quiet, to be in that yin energy. We spend so much time trying to get shit done, trying to check off boxes and whatnot. Rarely do we celebrate getting a good 8 hours sleep, having some downtime, taking a nap, meditating, being quiet, sitting with our thoughts, journaling. I'm not saying exclusively or nobody does it. I'm just saying as a whole, we could all do it a little bit more. If we spent a little more time in quiet repose, think about all the problems we could solve. So, but first, let's heal ourselves. Let's show ourselves the reverence that we deserve. Our bodies, the reverence and the appreciation that they deserve. So, to the degree that you are ready, find yourself a comfy spot. Sit down, lay down, and maybe this is a break before you're about to have a meal. Maybe this is just a coffee break for you. Whatever. As with all of these meditations, they are lather, rinse, repeat. Use them often and frequently. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it very much. So when you're ready, find yourself a comfortable seat. Get yourself something to drink. Get some tissues if you need, a blanket. And we may or may not have a short sponsor break. And welcome back. Everybody take a deep, deep breath. And let it go. Do that again. Take a deep breath. And let it go. And as you take another deep, deep breath, allow yourself to feel the reverence that one might have for this human experience. There's a book that says that we are wonderfully made. I think that's a bit of an understatement. If you study how the physical body is constructed, how it works, everything from the tiny neurons to the enzymes that help you digest fats versus carbohydrates, to the impulses that allow you to blink or smile or take a step, the thought energy that allows you to process and feel emotions. It is quite a temple that we have. And as you take another deep, deep breath and let it out, it's okay to be in a bit of awe. Be in awe of your own physical body. Thank it for its service. Thank it for putting up with you all this time. And allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. Allow yourself to be relaxed, comfortable, peaceful, and yet aware, conscious of healing, reprogramming, deprogramming your space, creating new consciousness and anchors for positive actions and behaviors. And allow yourself to release habits and behaviors that no longer serve you. Allow yourself the concept that you deserve that. You deserve the time, the quiet, the peace, to be with your thoughts, your emotions. You deserve the time to be in quiet, in solitude, in repose. The stillness of your thoughts and the magic of your imagination. As you take another deep, deep breath and let it go. Know that every time you take a deep breath, you're activating the vagus nerve and turning off the fight or flight response. Turning off that first chakra light up from working all day without eating. And if you take another deep, deep breath and let it go, as you turn off that fight or flight response, you'll find that your body can relax on its own. You can release the tension in your muscles. Release the heaviness in your thoughts. You can be at peace and quiet. You can let that massive to-do list sit to the side. Sometimes the slower you go, the faster you get there. Taking this precious time for yourself to be mindfully mindful actually lets you restore your energy, gather your thoughts, ground your essence. And in this quiet place, imagine that you're walking down a 5-step staircase. And when we get to the bottom stair, I will say asleep. And you will be in the deepest state of relaxation, yet fully aware, conscious and present. 5. Down, down, down. Quiet, peaceful, floating, flying, drifting. 4. Doubling that sense of relaxation, quiet, peaceful, safe, protected, supported. 3. As much as 10 times more relaxed. Down, 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 deeper down, quiet, peaceful, safe, supported. Allowing the wheels to just slow. Allow yourself to go into idle. 2. Soft, quiet, serene, tranquil. And 1. Asleep. The deepest state of relaxation, quiet, peaceful, hopeful. Knowing that whatever you want wants you back. And that the universe is conspiring to support you. Support your wishes, support your dreams, support your intention for a healthy body. Support your intention to be mindfully mindful. Support you in allowing you to power down. Self-care is healthcare. And in this deep, relaxed state, in the depths of your subconscious mind, that part of you that is always there to protect you and will always tell you the truth. In this quiet place, in your mind's eye, see yourself wherever you gather food. If it's in a kitchen or a pantry, wherever it is that you gather food, not eat, but gather your food, prepare your food. Imagine that in your mind's eye, you are standing in that place. And imagine as you stand in that place, you give yourself a few moments, perhaps a 3 count, to just ground, be present in your kitchen or your prep space. 1, 2, 3. And in this quiet of your kitchen, as you're preparing to make a meal, allow yourself a few breaths to get there, to be fully present, and allow the thought of ever making a meal or having a meal. Allow yourself to consider that being mindful is the easiest, healthiest part of self-nourishment. And as you stand preparing to nourish your vessel, imagine taking a moment to bless your vessel. Hello, body. Thank you for your service. How may I serve you today? What can I do to nourish you? And then listen to that quiet voice. Allow your body to speak to you, guiding you into the appropriate nourishment for that moment, that meal, that day. Imagine that you can hold your 2 hands together as if holding a cup of soup. And you look in your hands as they're held together. And you go, this is how much food I need right now. What food will fit in this space of my 2 hands together? Open like I'm holding a bowl of soup. What sounds good? What feels good? What nourishment is my body crying for? And then listen for the answer. And allow yourself to hear the nutritious answers. Fresh fruits and vegetables. Those items where you get the most nutrition with every bite, with every morsel, with every serving. Allow yourself to dial into your own internal intuition. And let that guide you to the proper size meal, the proper food source. And imagine that you have something in your hands that you're ready to consume. And give that food a blessing. Thank the universe for providing that food. Allow this meal to be a moving meditation. As if you've been reminding yourself you need to sit and meditate every day. Well, multitaskers unite. You can do it while you're preparing and enjoying a meal. And as you bless that food, and as you take the first bite, with your eyes closed and your heart open, allow yourself to really taste that food. Noticing all the 6 different tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, astringent, and pungent. And when we hit all of those notes, all 6 of those tastes, we know that we're getting all the nutrition that we need. And when we taste all of those 6 tastes, sweet, sour, salty, bitter, pungent, and astringent, we know that we're checking all of the nutritional boxes, and we will be satiated when all of those boxes are checked. And when we do so, we will not be compelled to continue eating in hopes of finding that nourishment. And as you allow this mindful eating, you can tap into your own inner knowledge, inner awareness of the nutrients that you are taking into your body. And as you bring in those nutrients, quietly, peacefully, blissfully, carefully nurturing yourself, you can feel the healing going on in your body. You can feel the sense of that vitamin A or that vitamin C or that vitamin K, that protein or that fat molecule breaking down and going to the parts of your body that need that nourishment, that repair. As you sit in mindfulness, you can tap into that inner awareness and be aware, molecule by molecule, of how you are healing your own body with food. And as you do this mindfulness, as you dial into the reverence, the beauty, the awesomeness of your own physical body, as they say, warts and all, inasmuch as you know exactly how much to eat, what portion sizes, and of what food sources your body needs to be satisfied and satiated. By the same token, with this reverence, this clean eating that you've adopted, you no longer have the drive to smoke cigarettes or to use a vape or to drink alcohol to excess or other drugs. Anything that isn't organic and made to heal your body, you don't introduce into your body. It just doesn't feel correct. And you allow yourself to pass on those substances that are not nourishing and nurturing for your body. And as you sit in this quiet repose, this quiet, mindfulness, as if you're going back in time to a simpler place. When you remember what it feels like to feel the grass under your feet, the sunshine on your skin, the wind in your hair, a song in your heart. And it's easy and comfortable, and it feels natural. It feels like you're going home. Home to the place of nurturing yourself, loving yourself enough to be mindful, be quiet. Take this time to nurture yourself and to really listen to what you need, how much you need. And you might get a little emotional as you remind yourself what it felt like to be so present, to be here, be in the now, taking care of yourself and being so acutely aware, being consciously conscious of who you are and how you are taking care of your vessel. And it feels so good. Now, in this deep, relaxed state, quiet, peaceful, allow yourself to give yourself that love, that adoration, that atta-girl or atta-boy that you need, that validation. And know that you are divine. You are created from that which created the universe. You are created from pure love, pure light, and deserving of all good things. This is nothing new. This is who you are. This is a homecoming. And as you finish the last bite of whatever nourishment you've shared, and as you've had that reverence for your own physical body, and the reverence for you as spirit having this human experience, and allowing yourself the joy of just being you. From this moment on, anytime you even think about your next meal, or in the process of bringing hand to mouth, or preparing a meal, you'll be reminded that this is the place to have a meaningful, mindful moment and make the process of nourishing self a moving meditation, a quiet, peaceful, safe place. A place where you show yourself the ultimate respect. And so it is. And you will take these suggestions with you, and you will continue to heal over the next days, weeks, months, years. Little by little, at the speed and rate and rhythm that you are ready for. And with a smile in your heart, we'll count back up from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wake up, back to the room. So yes, you are deserving of all good things. You are worth treating yourself well. I am Dr. Cynthia Smith. This is the Intuitive Hypnotherapy podcast. I so appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares, your downloads. Thank you. Thank you for your suggestions, your likes. I appreciate you so much. Until we meet again, bye now.